Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old matriarch of a prominent family in Tucson, Arizona, vanished suddenly, leaving her loved ones and the nation reeling. Known as a devoted mother and grandmother, she seemed the embodiment of strength and resilience. Yet in the days following her disappearance, a mysterious package arrived at her daughter Savannah's doorstep, hinting at secrets long hidden. Inside, a faded photograph introduced an entirely different side of Nancy, a persona no one in her family knew. This revelation suggested decades of a carefully concealed double life, one that explained behaviors and absences previously dismissed as routine or ordinary. Tucson life, the rock of her family. After the death of her husband Charles in 1989, Nancy was left a widow at 47 with 3 teenage children. She became the cornerstone of her family, balancing part-time work as a bookkeeper with volunteer work at her church. Her modest ranch-style home in the Catalina foothills reflected her commitment to stability, warmth, and routine. Friends recall her as the quietly resilient woman who never complained, baking for grandkids' birthdays and maintaining the rhythm of daily life. Her children, Savannah, Annie, and Cam, admired her grace under pressure, never imagining that this seemingly ordinary life masked an extraordinary secret that would later unravel. The first clues, a package and a photograph. The first real clue to Nancy's hidden life arrived at Savannah's New York apartment on February 6, 2026, 5 days after her mother disappeared. Inside an unmarked envelope was a photograph from 1992 showing Nancy with a man unfamiliar to her family, standing outside a cafe in Santa Fe. On the back, cryptic handwriting read, "Ask about Elena." Confused, Savannah shared the photo with her siblings. Questions immediately arose about the man and the mysterious Elena. The image, dating 3 years after their father's death, hinted at a parallel existence, raising doubts about everything the family thought they knew about Nancy. Meeting Victor Ramirez, the beginning of Elena, Nancy's secret life began during a 1991 solo trip to Santa Fe for a church retreat. She met Victor Ramirez, a 45-year-old Mexican artist and gallery owner who had fled political unrest. Their connection was immediate, built on shared experiences of loss. Victor had lost his wife years earlier, and Nancy was grieving Charles. What began as friendship gradually became a romantic bond. Nancy returned home changed, but buried her feelings. Unable to tell her children or friends, she began periodic weekend trips to Santa Fe, using church events or retreats as cover. Thus, Elena, the woman Nancy became in Santa Fe, was born, creating Elena, a life apart. Under the name Elena Ramirez, Nancy carved out a life distinct from her Tucson existence. She helped Victor run his gallery, curated shows, and exhibited her own paintings, an outlet she never explored as a mother. This identity allowed her to embrace freedom, passion, and creativity. Elena attended late-night fiestas, debated art and philosophy, and cultivated a circle of friends who knew nothing of her family in Tucson. The alias symbolized Nancy's hidden fire, a stark contrast to the composed widow image she maintained at home. Over time, Elena became more than a pseudonym. She was a vital part of her identity, living a life she could never reveal. Cracks in the facade. Even the most careful compartmentalization began to show cracks in the 2000s. Nancy's health began to decline, with chronic pain and heart issues affecting her mobility. Victor urged her to reveal her secret to her family, but she resisted, fearing the emotional impact on her children. Letters and photographs, hidden in a locked box under her bed, documented decades of this parallel existence. Anxiety about discovery grew, intensified by pandemic lockdowns. Deprived of her Santa Fe escapes, Nancy confided in Victor via encrypted apps about feeling torn between identities, revealing the emotional cost of sustaining such a long-term deception. Signs of danger. By late 2025, Nancy's secret life faced new threats. Financial investigations revealed a mysterious $5,000 transfer to an unknown account in Mexico, raising suspicions of blackmail. While Victor denied involvement, investigators speculate someone discovered her hidden life and sought to exploit it. The locked box containing correspondence and evidence was missing from her home, suggesting that whoever targeted Nancy had intimate knowledge of her double life. This development hinted that her disappearance may have been forced rather than voluntary, turning a personal secret into a matter of criminal concern and heightening the urgency of the FBI investigation. Victor's account and the family revelation, Victor's detailed statements to authorities revealed the depth of Nancy's dual existence. He described her as deeply conflicted, loving her children but needing the freedom Eleanor provided. The family's perception of their mother as a steadfast widow clashed with the discovery of a vibrant, adventurous woman with a secret life. Savannah, Annie, and Cam struggled to reconcile these identities during emotional video calls and interviews. The family learned that Nancy had embraced a decades-long rebellion against isolation, finding self-expression and joy while maintaining her Tucson responsibilities, a choice that both protected and concealed her true self. Community reactions and cultural impact. Nancy's story has resonated beyond her immediate family. Locals in Santa Fe remembered Eleanor as kind, creative, and generous, while online communities speculated about motives, blackmail, and secret lovers. Victor's gallery became an impromptu shrine to the woman who had lived a hidden life, drawing attention from reporters, art enthusiasts, and neighbors alike. Conversations about dual identities, hidden passions, and the burdens of secrecy emerged in public discourse. For many, Nancy's life became an emblem of the complex intersection between duty, desire, and personal fulfillment, prompting reflection on the sacrifices people make to maintain appearances, investigative leads, and the search for answers. Authorities continue to follow multiple leads, tracing the Mexico transfer, interviewing Santa Fe contacts, canvassing Tucson neighborhoods, and tracking mysterious figures near Nancy's home. Investigators suspect that her disappearance may involve blackmail or revenge, possibly from a rival or someone who discovered her secret. Every clue points to a high-stakes personal motive rather than simple misfortune. Agents are piecing together the timeline of her final trips, analyzing phone records and surveillance footage, and attempting to reconcile decades of meticulous secrecy with the sudden intrusion that forced her out of a life she carefully curated. Emotional and psychological consequences. The revelation of Nancy's double life has left her family grappling with shock, grief, and admiration. Savannah reflected on how her mother's strength, composure, and success were both inherited and armor against vulnerability. Annie and Cam struggled with anger and confusion, questioning why she never revealed her secret despite decades of loving care. Victor highlighted Nancy's guilt over hiding Elena, balanced against her need for self-expression. Psychologists suggest the tension between dual identities can generate stress, anxiety, and feelings of entrapment, all of which likely intensified during her final months before disappearance. Legacy and reflection. Nancy's story challenges traditional notions of family, devotion, and personal freedom. She lived as both a mother and a woman unrestrained by conventional expectations, creating spaces for love, art, and passion while fulfilling responsibilities at home. Her disappearance underscores the fragility of secrets and the risks involved in maintaining a life unseen. Friends and acquaintances remember her as the steadfast woman who quietly shaped her children's lives, while the Santa Fe community recalls a vibrant, intelligent, and generous Elena. The duality of her existence leaves a legacy that is as inspiring as it is heartbreaking. Conclusion: a life revealed, a mystery unfolding. Nancy Guthrie's disappearance has uncovered not just a missing person case, but a story of decades-long secrecy, love, and self-discovery. From Tucson's quiet home life to Santa Fe's artistic circles, she lived fully as both herself and Elena. Investigators, family, and the public continue to piece together the forces behind her vanishing, including potential blackmail or personal vendettas. While the mystery persists, one truth emerges clearly: Nancy's courage to embrace hidden passions, despite societal constraints and personal guilt, defines her legacy as a woman of complexity, strength, and profound humanity.